hey, I just play around. It's my life. I don't want my life boring. So I choose this kind of life and let's see what happens. I mean, with everything, because you can't lose it. You can't lose. You can only win.
Hi, and welcome to Beyonder the podcast. My name is Vee, I'm your host, and Beyonder the podcast is really about going beyond borders, and not just country borders, but also inner limitations. And today I'm very excited to invite one of my dear friends, who is my special guest for today. Her name is Avieta, and she is a creative business consultant and photographer. And she has lived in many different countries, has traveled a lot, and is, I feel like, someone who is always reinventing herself. And it has been lovely connecting with her over the years, and we always have so much to talk about. So I'm really excited to bring her on the show today. And yeah, let's give her a warm welcome. Hi, Avieta.
Hi, V. So
It's
nice
so
to be
nice.
part of your podcast. I'm feeling very, very honored to be part of your journey.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very grateful that you're here today. And actually, one of the first things I want to ask you is something I like to ask all of my new guests, which is the question, how do you go beyond the ordinary in your own life?
That's a good question. So my daily life is quite not ordinary, so it's already beyond it. And yeah, every day is different. We move to many countries. We have many animals, and more animals will follow. So there is a little bit of daily routine, but actually every day is unique and different, and you can't plan it really.
Mm.
So what I do beyond is I try to also make some little rituals during the day. So like a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of morning routine, an evening routine, and then go with the flow, because sometimes you can't change the day, how it goes. You have some plans, especially when you don't have now really a meeting or a photo shoot or a new client that you meet. I mean, just when you work from home, then I
Mm-hmm.
really try to start the day like getting up, petting Kevin, who is next to us. This is our new dog. He wakes up, then I greet my cats or our cats and give them food. Then I go for a walk. So this is really my morning routine. And when I come back, drinking coffee, do some gym. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just take the day how it comes. And yeah, and in the evening, I also try to do not too much, especially before bedtime, because I realize if I do too much, then I can't really sleep well. So because the day sometimes is really packed, so I try a bit in the evening to have a calmer, some calmer minutes before I go to bed. But yeah, every day is actually beyond ordinary.
Yeah, I love that. And do you think that, because I think it's really beautiful what you just shared about your morning routine and your evening routine. Do you feel like those routines, it's something that you've always had and that it really helped you when you were living in different countries and traveling around? Or is it something that you actually learned to sort of incorporate into your daily life because you changed locations so many times? Is it like something that sort of grew over the years, or actually something you have been doing for a long time?
I think it grew actually over the years, and since I got older, now I'm getting 52 in June. I see how important it is to keep a bit solid base, some
Mm-hmm.
little rituals in your life. And in the beginning, yeah, I became really young mother. So when you have newborns, yeah, you can quite forget the morning routines. It's a bit different. You can try to involve them, of course, and to practice them, but sometimes it's just not possible. And then with work as well, when I started as an office manager to work, you focus then more on the work, on the new job, than on the routines. Also, once I experienced a lot of stress during work, and my first divorce. So there I really felt the need, I need to change something. I need to keep a calm mind. Because if I don't have a calm mind, my body is not calm. So what can I change to improve that? And there I really started to drink tea. So I didn't do a morning or evening routine. I just started during the day to drink tea. And this really helped me because when you drink tea, you can't rush. So you make the tea, you wait until it's good, then you can hold it in your hand, you feel the warmth, I mean the cup, you feel the warm cup and you drink it slowly. So this gave me the first mindfulness class when I drank warm tea. And with that, I found out that actually I can do much more than only drinking tea. So how can I really balance my life and keep a calm mind? And also I tried different things like dancing tango. That also
Oh,
was for me a kind of meditation. So I did this kind of routines during the week. And during all these years, I figured out what's best for me. What kind of routines keep me healthy, keep me balanced, and give me energy. Because not everyone is the same. And and I think you need to find out what's best for you to involve in your daily life. And what I also suggest is don't take it too serious, too hard. Just start with little things because small things help the most. If you just keep going with it, if you change just one little thing and you keep it in your daily schedule, that's already a good step forward. So don't try to change your life completely.
yeah. No, I think that's a great reminder for me and perhaps also for everyone listening, just to take those small steps, right? What you said, just start with a tea and have that as like this little ritual that really brings you back to the present moment. I think for me, that's also something that I love to do, whether it's a tea or just to take a moment to journal a little bit, or what you said, for everyone, it's different, but it's really helpful to figure out what it is for you. And I want to dive a little bit deeper into the fact that you also have moved countries and have traveled so much. And because many people who are listening to this podcast are either thinking about moving countries or are traveling or are living abroad already. And I think especially when you are in this situation of, changing your environment, those routines become very important to, what you said, have this little moment of mindfulness or to just be present, but also sometimes to realize that it can be challenging, right? So would you like to share a little bit more about where you started, where you have lived, and perhaps also a little bit about what was challenging for you in those places, and what you learned from each country? Because I feel like, at least in my experience, every place I've lived in has given me some lessons. And I know that's a big question, but start first with perhaps like sharing, the places you've lived in, and then we just go from there.
Life is a challenge. I mean, it's a roller coaster, and we just need to
Yeah.
sit in and just let's go. Let's see what's happening. So, like kids, for example, when you are a child, you're really open-minded, and everything is great most of the time, and you explore, and you are not afraid to explore. I think this is the most important thing, not to be afraid. Just think out of the box and just let's see what's happening because not so much can happen actually. I mean, bad things. And I think that helped me as well. So I was born mostly 51 years ago in Zurich, and I lived until my boys were older and could manage their life alone. I lived in Zurich. It was a great time, but I felt they're quite somehow alone. Also, when I was not alone, I felt the mentality was different. The mentality that my soul was looking for something else, like more south, more vibrant. I love when people gather together on a big table, everyone brings some food. I love good weather. So, and I didn't have that really in Zurich. So my biggest dream there was already once to go to Ibiza and to live in Ibiza. And I tried to realize this dream. So my first moved countries, or where I lived for a few years and months, was Ibiza. And after that, I moved together with my husband to various countries, also during lockdown. And yeah, it's always a new start. So that was the most challenge. But yeah, the years in Ibiza were really nice. It was also really easy to connect with people because the island is small. It has a lot of international people, like-minded people. So for everyone, the island has something. So if you're seeking for spirituality, you will find it. If you seek for friendship and having a good time, you can find it. If you seek to hike, you can find that. But somehow, yeah, the island changed for me. And we moved to various countries like Valencia. Also, we were in Portugal, and now we are in the Netherlands. And with our work as well, we see a lot of other countries like Italy and France. There we didn't live yet. So, and for me, the most challenge was and is still to find like-minded people sometimes. I realized that when you move more northern of Europe, the people become a bit more colder. Not always, but it's just a different mentality. So you need to try to adapt and also finding new friends. You can just ask yourself, okay, I'm here now in this country. What do I love to do? Okay, someone said, I love to cook, for example, and visit farms, buy locally. You know that. I
Yeah.
showed you also when you visit us in Ibiza.
Yeah,
And
and your cooking is really nice, I have to say.
thank you.
Yeah, and it was so nice. Yeah, just to give some background for the listeners. So I met Avieta and her husband before my husband and I got married. They were our wedding photographers, and then we
Yes.
became friends. And then afterwards, we visited them in Ibiza, and we also did shoot there, and it was really nice. Avieta just really took me to like a local farm, and we did groceries and cooked together. And yeah, it's just really lovely to also experience local life. And yeah, that was just a really beautiful experience. Yeah, I often
Oh, thank
look back at that time. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I really remember so many times how we had a nice time together when you visit us when we lived in Ibiza. And I think these moments, these small moments who really give you so much happiness. And just being with good people around, have good talks, really share experiences and moments and laugh with each other. I think this is so important. And we don't need so much, actually. We have it all. We just need to see it. And sometimes we can't see it because we are in a thing in our head that we think like, oh, how can I survive here emotionally? How can I do this? I need to be perfect. need to be successful. I need to have a lot of friends. But actually, you don't need. You just, I think really what I can give as a tip, just let it loose, have your mind open. You need to be active, of course. You need to figure out what you like and where you can find like-minded people. And there are always, in every country, like-minded people. Sometimes it's just harder to find them, but you can find them.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah, I love that because I also am experiencing that myself right now as well, being back in Sydney. And I still had friends from when I first moved here. But now that I'm back, I was like, oh, I do also want to expand my network and meet more people. But as you said, like you have to be active. So then it's like, where do I start? So I recently just decided to start my own community and be like, okay, I'm just going to bring like-minded people together because, yeah, as you said, it's sometimes not easy to find, and that you're like, okay, but where do I find those like-minded people, right? So sometimes it's really taking that initiative yourself, and yeah, the tip that you shared as well of being open-minded, I think that just makes a big difference because you just open yourself up to new experiences and to new connections, and that's not going to happen if you just stay at home and right and you just hope to meet people. So do you feel like that's something, yes, you said it's still a challenge? Do you feel
Yeah,
like over the years it became easier, or is it just like, you know, with every move it's a new challenge basically?
it's always a new challenge. A new, I say adventure.
Yeah, that's a
Adventure
better
sounds
word.
a bit nicer. It's really
Yes,
like on
exactly.
you're sitting on a train, if you like the little train, and then you can observe, you can see who you meet, and every country is a bit different, of course. You have countries where the people are more open. They ask you even something, or when you stand in the line and wait to pay your groceries, people let you in front and say, "Hey, you have less. Come on." It depends a bit where you live. And in some countries, people don't look at you. They are afraid to talk to you. So then you just need to start to talk. I always talk. So, because you can, I think it's nice to observe and then see what you can change. But if nobody changes around you, you just change. You just change it. You just make the first step. And I think don't be harsh at yourself. Just let it loose, like dancing. Just let it loose and play around. It's, I mean, life is also like a stage where you can play. You can also see that with children. Children, for example, connect much faster with other children in other countries or when they meet new friends than we as adults. So sometimes we can say, "Hey, I'm actually also a child. Let's see what happens," because nothing can happen. So only that you can find someone that you like. And for me, yeah, challenging part was once in Portugal because we lived in a really small village and I didn't know any language. And the people in this village, they didn't talk really English, so only Portuguese. And as you know, probably Portuguese is not the easiest language. And that was quite hard for me. Also, I didn't have their friends. So, and it was in the lockdown. That was also not an easy time to connect with people. So I went there also to the small market that was happening, yeah, food market that was happening on Saturday. And I was, I think, the only foreigner. Someone with a basket, having no clue how I should talk. But I talked with the eyes and I used my hands. And yeah, I think when people also see that you do an effort, they really loved that. And they really were so kind to me. And with the time, I knew the baker, I knew someone who was a great farmer for veggies. I tried to talk sometimes, and yeah, it was good. And like that, I met other people. Also with photography, I met another really great photographers in Portugal that became our friends and still are our friends. So
Mm.
yeah, just start small. And since we also came to the Netherlands again, my husband is Dutch. We moved, we found a nice place here where he lived before. But it's a different country than we are used to. And we live also here in a village in Limburg. It's a small village. It's not like Amsterdam or Den Haag or Rotterdam. It's really different. So I don't have really, I'm not surrounded with many friends here. And sometimes I'm still struggling, but I must say, I made so much progress, and I have great neighbors who are here for me. And I have the parents of my husband who help us. We have a good, also some good friends, and I met through my dog Kevin. When I walked, I met so many nice women as well who became now friends. So yeah, it just takes sometimes longer time to meet
Mm-hmm.
like-minded people. Yeah, and like that, you can sometimes also travel to different places where you live. You don't need to stay only in your village. You can visit some fairs. I love gardening now since I'm here, and I love to visit some fairs. With my work, I see more and more with photography as well. Like that, you really you keep going. You are active and you keep going, and you can just see what happens. And when I look back now, I must say, yeah, it was a challenge, and it still is. But I made so much progress, and I have so much people already around me who are really nice and like-minded. So yeah, just take sometimes a bit more time.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's beautiful what you shared that even though it felt like a challenge and sometimes still does, that you really are putting yourself out there and meeting new people. And what you said also through work or through walking the dog. And when I hear that, I'm like, maybe I should get a dog as well, because a lot of people in my neighborhood have dogs. And I'm like, oh, that's actually an easy way to, you know, as an icebreaker to connect with your neighbors, right? Like, oh, you know, what's the name of your dog? And, you know, like those little conversations. So I think it's really what you said about finding things that you love doing or that already matches with your interests. Like what you said, you love gardening. So you meet people who are also interested in that, or you walk the dog, or things like that that feel natural to you already, and sort of to put yourself out there with those things that you love. I feel like, yeah, what you shared is a beautiful example of how you can really meet like-minded people in that way, and you stay close to yourself, you stay true to yourself and what you love, but you also attract more people who love the same type of things. Yeah.
Yes, correct. And yeah, in some countries, really, you can find it faster because people moved already from abroad, especially, for example, an island like Ibiza or Mallorca. A lot of international people moved already there. So they are all a bit in the same kind of boat and used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you move in a village that already has people who live here since 40 years, then it's a bit different. So I think you need a bit to adapt. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't be afraid because you can't lose it. You can't lose. You can only win.
Yeah.
And yeah, just figure out what you like. And there you will find some communities for sure in every country. And yeah, and I always, I always talk when I see something nice or with a dog is especially, as you say, really, really easier. And it's also healthy because you walk much more and it keeps you also your life more in balance if you have a dog,
Mm-hmm.
I must say. Animals can teach you a lot. Cats as well, dogs, even chickens. I hope soon to get some chickens too. And I had once also chickens. And yeah, you can also observe and learn from animals how they are when they meet new ones. Especially, for example, we adopted 6 cats in Ibiza, and not at the same time. So we needed to introduce them to each other. And some were more shy, some were really active, some were more grumpy. But at the end, they are a community now and they live with each other. So we can do the same. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And was it difficult to move your pets from one country to another one? Because that's a whole other journey in itself, I can imagine.
Yes, yes, we moved twice. We moved from Portugal, our dogs, to the Netherlands, and then Flora came with us a few. Yeah, Flora, our dog who passed away last year, she moved so many countries with us. It was crazy when I think back. She was a jet setter, and she was always happy. She was my biggest mentor. Flora, when there was a new situation, she observed. She didn't trust it completely. But then after a few minutes, she just thought, hey, it's nice actually. Come on, let's go. So she was always happy in every situation. Um, Me, not always, I must say. But yeah, then I looked at her and I said, you're really great, Flora. So with Kevin, it's the same. And yeah, from Ibiza, we moved 6 cats and a dog, our Flora, to the Netherlands. And that was more a challenge because we needed to take a boat first, a ferry. It was Christmas time, so we got our last ticket for the boat. And yeah, it was quite a challenge, but it worked out. We didn't put so much pressure on ourselves. We just said, this is our adventure. So we go with 6 cats and 1 dog from an island to the mainland, and let's see what happens. And it went really good. So
Yeah, I feel like from what you've been sharing so far, that your mindset has really helped you throughout all of those moves. What you said, like it's an adventure and let's not put too much pressure on ourselves. Let's just make it happen. And I think that's so important because it's so easy in all of those situations to get really stressed about so many things like, oh, how are the animals going to feel? Or how are we even going to arrange this with all the paperwork? Or, whatever it might be, just even if I think about just moving without any animals can already be a lot. So, moving this whole animal family with you can add a lot of stress, right? But it feels like you really have the mindset of, okay, it's an adventure. We're going to make it happen. Let's not worry about it too much. And then it also works out well, right? So I feel like what you shared is a beautiful example of how your inner landscape really affects what's happening on the outside or how you experience what is happening. And in this podcast, I also talk a lot about inner and outer journeys and how they impact each other. And I feel like what you shared is a beautiful example of that. If you can stay calm, if you feel like this is not a challenge, it's an adventure, like all those little shifts make such a big difference in how you experience all of that and how you, if something difficult might show up, that you think about solutions instead of problems. And I think that is such a big shift, and I feel like a very, very valuable lesson. And it really sounds like from all the moves you've done, that's really something you always take away with you. So that's really beautiful to hear. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
yeah, thank you too, Erle. I must say, I had also moments where I went crazy. I thought, oh, how we do that? And I felt pressure, But this is also normal. I think we should also say, hey, it's normal to feel like that, because
Mm-hmm.
like that you also take the pressure away. Just to say, hey, today I don't feel really like I'm going on an adventure. It feels
Yeah.
really hard. I don't know how to do that. And I talked a lot with my husband. He always says we think in solutions, not in problems. And he's a good reminder. And sometimes I only see problems. I had these days too. But still, I think the majority needs to be like that, that you say, hey, I'm going on an adventure. And this helped me so much during all our moves to see it like that. Just say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I just play around. It's my life. I don't want my life boring. So I choose this kind of life. And let's see what happens. I mean, with everything. Also, when you cook or when you start doing a workout again, you think like, oh my gosh, I feel my body, every muscle hurts. And but then you say, okay, that's normal. It's okay. It's okay to feel like that. But let's see what we can improve. So I think that's also a good thing, what can be helpful.
Yeah, definitely. And do you feel like thinking about it that way and feeling like, let's just play and let's enjoy life, has that helped you as well to start your new business with the creative business consulting beyond being photographer, to feel like, oh, I want to try something new and reinvent myself? Do you feel like that sort of became something that evolved organically, or was it something you really sat down and you were like, I want to do something else? Or sort of how did that, yeah, like how did you create that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it has a bit both of it. My background is from office management. My biggest career in office management was I started the Google offices in Zurich with 4 people. I was the first woman they hired, and I had an amazing time there. It was really like, yeah, also playing around, and it helped me a lot during my first divorce, which I had, to be again independent and to work on cool projects and do something else than just being mother and housewife and single mom. So, and then I met my husband, where I started the photography with, and how we met, of course, and we
Yeah.
still work together. But 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I started a bit to have with photography another shift. I focus more on women because I really like having time when I photograph. Together with my husband, I do the weddings. But at weddings, you don't have sometimes so much time. So
Yeah.
for me, everywhere I need a bit time. I like when I don't need to stress. So, and during my work in photography for women, especially when I did branding shoots and portrait shoots, I started to feel, especially the branding shoots, that people who are amazing artists or who have their own business, they always started at one point to struggle with prices, struggle with confidence. Their mind was really full with so many things. They didn't see their path anymore. And then I was really thinking, I really love to help because, yeah, in my whole life, I always want to help people. And I thought some things came up what I learned when I was an office manager. Because as an office manager, I learned so many things from consultants, from engineers, from different kind of meetings. I was taking notes. And then I just took once a friend and I said, let's come on, let's just play around. I will help you find again your path or your confidence. And I remember that I worked many, many years always with Post-its. Also once in a lockdown when my husband and I lost all our clients, of
Oh,
course, and
yeah.
there we also
Yeah.
started to play around with Post-its and see what we can do in our business. And like that, I started again to use my post-its. And with this friend, I just played around and I asked her, what do you want actually? What's your goal? And then I as well, what I always like to ask people is, who are you? Also in photography, when I capture clients, I always say, who are you? And a lot of people, they want to say something and then they are stepping back and they are shocked and say, that's actually a difficult question. And also in these kind of sessions, I start the question, who are you? Because it's so important. I give these post-its then to the client or to my friend. I gave her the post-it and I said, just write down who you are. First she struggled, but then it started to flow because I started to help her. Just write some words down. Doesn't need to make sense what you write, just write it down. And then it was so beautiful to see how, so many words came into her mind. And from there on, we started to play more. I asked her other questions, then we arranged the post-its in a good way, like in groups. And through these kind of experiences, I asked some other friends if I can help them, or other former clients if I can help them with their business. And I found out that actually really in less than 2 hours, you can feel confident again. You can be again clearer in your mind by writing down things, by playing around with these little paper squares. It's like a puzzle a bit that doesn't need to be already perfect, but it's just one step to the next steps that you like to take. And I also do that with myself when I think like, oh, my head is so full, I don't know what to do. I also do that from time to time, and it helps me, especially in the creative field or when someone is self-employed. We are mostly alone. We work alone. We need clients. We don't know how to sell ourselves, especially creative people. They put so much passion in their product, but at the end, they don't know how to sell this or what price they should sell it. And this is something I really like to help with. And it starts by building also confidence in yourself, not in the product, but in yourself.
Yeah, that's very true. That last part, I think it all comes down to confidence, right? How you show up, like the energy you put out in the world. And I think often, especially when someone starts a business or someone who is creative, thinks about what they want to put out in the world from a perspective of like, oh, what am I creating? What's the product? Instead of sort of first looking at, what you said, this beautiful question of who are you? What is it actually, what's happening inside of you? And I think you can only show up with confidence once you know how to answer that question. And of course, I feel that it's an answer that keeps on evolving over time, right? We never know 100% who we are. I guess it's just a journey in itself that just, keeps on evolving throughout our lifetime. But I loved what you said, to just really take the time to ask yourself that question. And it sounds like also a really fun way to do it with those post-its and to really make it visual. As you said, I almost, when you were sharing that, I saw it as a puzzle, like with like putting some of the pieces together and really creating that clarity for yourself. So I really love that you're doing this type of work. And I think it's so important because I feel there's so many people who want to create, but sort of get stuck in this question of, okay, what should I do? Or is this good enough? And just to start from that place of, okay, who are you and who do you want to become? And how can you first build that confidence? I think it's so beautiful and so important. And I would love to hear what your future vision is to take it from here. Do you have something in mind already that you perhaps see yourself doing in the next few years to really take this to the next level and go beyond the ordinary in that as well?
Yes, yes, I have my dream since many, many years, to have a little farm with guest houses or with just some rooms where I can organize some small life and business retreats where people come together, creative people and people who are self-employed and who can just spend some days just one-on-one with me or in a group where we can share our experiences, where we can connect with each other, where we can just have a safe space. This is also really important in all my sessions. If I do photography or the creative business consulting, is really to create a safe space for you. Because if you have a safe space, you can open up. Even, in photography, the same. Because if we don't feel safe, we feel disconnected with with ourselves. And with this farmhouse, I hope to make a safe space where we can just be ourselves with all patterns and all things we carry. It can get emotional. That's completely fine. Emotions can be positive, can be laughter, can be cries. And I like also to connect creative people together because we can share so many experiences and we can help each other so much. And that's the beauty of it, that we are not alone. We can create something together. If it's only for you, that's something that fits for you, but also what fits for me maybe in another way. But this is my dream, really, to have a hosting house where I can host many of you who want also to step out of daily life, who want more clarity, connection with themselves, with yourself, and with others, and who also like to see and experience these small moments, which are so important and which bring so much happiness into your life. And that's my biggest dream, to create
Yeah.
soon this life and business retreat house.
Yes, it's a beautiful dream, and I really hope that it's going to become reality very soon. And then I will fly over from Australia because I suppose it's more on the other side of the world, probably. Although it would be great if you just come here and it's a beautiful place here for for a
Yeah, of
farmhouse. But
course. We
yeah,
can,
at least
I mean, it's open. We can come everywhere.
yeah.
Also in also Australia, New Zealand. I mean, uh, my dream is big, but yeah, I think I need to start small and then get big, make my dream bigger. So, but Australia, it doesn't hold me back.
Yeah, yeah. I always love to say to my clients as well, like dream big as you want, and then start small. Because sometimes it's this thing, right? Like we have this big dream, and then it almost becomes overwhelming that we're like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. So I love that you said, I'm starting small. I have this vision and I know what I want, but I'm just going to think about what are the steps I'm going to take today and tomorrow and just keep on taking steps and steps. And then, yeah, before you know it, that trip will happen, that retreat will happen, and hopefully I can welcome you soon in Australia as well.
It would be
Yeah,
amazing. I was never in
yeah.
Australia.
And yeah, before we wrap up, is there anything still that's on your mind that you feel like, oh, I would still love to share this thing with my audience today, or maybe something, if you reflect on our conversation today, that you feel like, oh, this is maybe an insight you had while you were talking, or anything that comes to mind?
Well, what pop-ups now really spontaneously in my mind is just trust yourself. Just you're good. You're an amazing and you're a wonderful soul. Just try to make your life beautiful with small things and just trust yourself. Also, when other people say, no, that's not good, that's not your life, don't do that. I never heard about people told me, even in my family, I mean, don't do that, it's maybe not safe, so do it this way. But yeah, I didn't care actually. I just did it. And if I fall, that's also something. If you fall, you have three possibilities. You can fall and just lay down, don't get up. That's possible. Maybe someone comes and helps you. You can, when you fall, you stay down, but you feel you want to go, but you stand up, but you can't. But your mind says, hey, you need to stand up, but you have maybe a broken leg. Then you can call for someone and someone can help you. Or you just stand up and you go. So sometimes people, they can't stand up alone, and then I can help them if they reach out to me. But sometimes I fell down and I need help. And sometimes I say, hey, Avieta, now move on, get up, go straight forward. And then I do it. And it was also a good reminder. I fell 5 weeks ago, I fell really on my lips and nose and teeth on a sideway, and it hurted so much. I never felt like that, and I have still all these scars here. And there I also had the choice, what do I do now? And I got up, I stood up, and I saw I was bleeding, and then I called for help because I was afraid. I was really afraid. And people helped me. So also don't be shy to ask for help, because there are always people who can help you. But have trust in yourself.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That's a beautiful takeaway for me, for everyone who is listening, I feel as well. It's something that we should tell ourselves more often actually. So it was really nice that you shared that, because it's a great reminder. And yeah, this combination of what you said, to trust yourself but also to ask for help. That's also so important, because sometimes we really feel like we have to figure everything out on our own, but we don't have to, right? As you said, you can ask for help, and people are out there to help you and want to help as well, right? So I
Yes.
think, yeah, this was really really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you
And
too.
just a final thing, if anyone wants to connect with you, I will put it in the show notes as well, but maybe you would like to share as well how someone can reach out.
Yes, the best is you can drop me an email at info@avietaclaessens.com. It's a bit a difficult name. Maybe we can, what are
Yeah,
happy at, yeah, you can
I will
put it
put it in
then.
the, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or on my Instagram, or yeah, through Verle, or my website, avietaclaessens.com. But yeah, we will link it. The name is not so easy.
Yeah, if you wonder how to spell it, don't worry. I will put all the information in the show
Yeah.
notes, so you can just easily click on it and reach out to Avieta
Yeah.
to know more about her services and when her first trip will be planned and when the farmhouse is there and
Yes,
everything
yes.
that's going to happen.
With a lot of
Yes.
animals, you can then go and search for your eggs in the chicken coop. Well, soon maybe we have it here as well. But if you also, we live now at the moment in the Netherlands, if you come once to the Netherlands, also you, Verle, if you want to get
Yes.
back, let us
Yeah.
know. Our house is open for all creative and all like-minded people. So it's always nice to host you, Verle, and your husband
Thank you.
here and others. So
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for this beautiful conversation. I really enjoyed it. I feel like you always have so much wisdom and such beautiful reflections to share. And yeah, I'm just feeling so grateful. So thank you so much.
thank you too, dear Verle. Thank you. It was
And
a pleasure.
yeah, and thank you everyone for listening to this episode. Don't forget to follow and subscribe so that you stay updated for any future episode as well. And yeah, see you next time. Thank you so much.